Ladies and gentlemen, a rare and serious situation is unfolding in orbit tonight. NASA has confirmed that a U.S. astronaut crew aboard the International Space Station is preparing for an early emergency return to Earth after a medical issue developed in space. An event so rare that it has only happened a handful of times in the entire history of human spaceflight. This is not routine. This is not scheduled. And this is not a drill. For the first time in years, a NASA mission is being cut short because the life of a crew member may be at risk. According to NASA officials, one of the astronauts aboard the ISS began experiencing a medical complication that could not be safely treated in orbit. While NASA has not yet released the astronaut's name or the exact diagnosis, agency sources confirmed that the situation requires the astronaut to return to Earth for immediate medical evaluation and care. Doctors on the ground have been monitoring the astronaut around the clock using biomedical sensors that transmit vital signs from space to Earth. When those readings crossed a danger threshold, Mission Control made the call no space agency ever wants to make: bring them home. Now, space is one of the most dangerous medical environments in human history. There are no hospitals, no emergency surgery, no blood banks, no advanced trauma care. On the ISS, astronauts can handle minor injuries, small infections, headaches, and nausea, but serious medical emergencies like heart problems, internal bleeding, neurological events, or severe infections cannot be treated in orbit. That is why NASA is triggering what is known as an emergency deorbit protocol, a fast-track return procedure designed to get astronauts back to Earth in less than 24 hours. The crew will board their spacecraft, likely a SpaceX Crew Dragon or Russian Soyuz capsule, which is always docked to the ISS for emergencies. The steps are now underway. The sick astronaut is being stabilized. The capsule is being powered up. The ISS crew is preparing the vehicle for departure. A deorbit window is being selected. Atmospheric re-entry will follow within hours. Once the capsule detaches from the ISS, it will plunge through Earth's atmosphere at over 17,000 miles per hour before splashing down in the ocean or landing in Kazakhstan. Waiting there, emergency doctors, NASA flight surgeons, military recovery teams. This will be a medical evacuation from space. Yes, but very rarely. NASA and its partners have conducted emergency space returns only a few times in history. The most famous was Soyuz T-14 inches 1985, when a crew had to abort due to illness, Soyuz MS-10 inches 2018, after a launch failure. But medical evacuations from the ISS are extremely rare because astronauts go through the most intense health screening on Earth before launch. This means whatever happened was unexpected and potentially serious. Doctors say the most dangerous medical risks in orbit include blood clot space increases clotting risk, vision loss due to pressure shifts, cardiac rhythm problems, kidney stones from bone loss, immune system collapse, radiation exposure. Any one of these can become life-threatening when you're 250 miles above Earth. NASA confirmed that the rest of the ISS crew will remain in orbit and continue station operations. However, space agencies may delay future missions or reassign astronauts depending on what doctors find once the returning astronaut reaches Earth. If this turns out to be a space-induced medical condition, it could have huge implications for future Moon and Mars missions. NASA plans to send astronauts to the Moon and Mars in the coming years. But Mars is 10 away than million miles away. A 6-month trip. Impossible to evacuate. If astronauts cannot survive a medical emergency just 250 miles above Earth, it raises urgent questions. What happens when they are millions of miles away? This emergency return may force NASA to rethink medical preparedness for deep space missions. NASA released a short statement. Crew safety remains our top priority. We are coordinating with medical teams and international partners to ensure the safe return of the affected astronaut. Within the next few hours, the spacecraft will undock. Re-entry will begin. The astronaut will land. Doctors will take over immediately. NASA is expected to release more details once the crew is safely back on Earth. Spaceflight looks glamorous, but tonight we are reminded of the truth. Human life in space is fragile. One medical issue, one unexpected symptom, one heartbeat out of rhythm, and suddenly the world's most advanced space mission becomes a race against time. This is not science fiction. This is happening now.